start.
It's too late.
Oh,
Hello, this is Tyra. I am so excited to help y'all to meet or to introduce to you all a friend of mine and a friend of his. This is all about supporting arts for, well, I'm going to let them explain it because this is their thing, but this is Art for Social Transformation with Kevin Greene and Kim Poole. I've known Kevin pretty much ever since I've lived in Murfreesboro. His family and our family are friends. How are you, Kevin?
I am doing great, Tyra. It's a pleasure and privilege for you to be able to run this stream for me. Thank you.
You are so welcome. And Kevin is working with Kim, and they are going to explain this work that they are doing that is around the world, across the country. And so I'm excited to have Kim, who's traveling very safely today. How are you, Kim?
very safely. Yes, keep me in your prayers. We're going as fast as we can on 95 into DC.
Oh,
And I'm so excited to be here with you. I wouldn't miss this call for the world. Kevin
awesome.
Greene is an inspiration, and I'm excited
Oh,
to be here to help talk about why that is
yeah,
for our organization.
beautiful. So I want to start off by talking about the just who you are, Kevin, and what is this fundraiser about for you?
All right. Well, again, obviously, my name's Kevin Douglas Greene, which makes me a direct descendant of Frederick Douglass. I am the second great grandson
Mm,
of Frederick Douglass, and I am not the only Douglass descendant, but I am, one of many. And so, what I have been doing for quite a few years is, within my military career, and since I've been retired for 20 years now, is telling the story of descendants of Frederick Douglass, which is something I'm very proud of. And I also had the opportunity to collaborate with my other descendants,
mm,
Kenneth Morris with Frederick Douglass Family Initiatives, and Terrence Bailey with Frederick Douglass on the Hill in Easton, Maryland. And so the Douglass story is something that's very important to us in the legacy. And now I have the opportunity to bring Douglass to Zimbabwe,
mm.
which I have no preference on what Douglases have ever been there before.
Okay.
I know Frederick Douglass did visit the country of Africa during his time, but I'm so excited to join up with TAI and Kim to be able to bring my story and learn more about what's going on around the world in the within the arts collaboration field of making this a better world.
That's awesome. It's beautiful to see that bridge, even though we know that, Frederick Douglass experienced that bridge. It's good to see that bridge happening as one of his descendants in this modern day world. So that's beautiful. And it's something I've always been excited to know about you also. Um, Kim, tell us a little bit about the Teaching Artists
Yeah.
Institute.
So, the Teaching Artists Institute, we have been around just over 8 years now, and we use art as a tool for social transformation. Some of what you said earlier, but it's important to understand it from our own worldview. So, for us, yes, I'm a singer. I sing soul jazz, however you want to put me inside of a box, no problem. But for me, art is simply creation. And that includes even the ideas that you think. It's about innovation. It's about creativity in all its forms. And you are an artist. The moment that you decide to acknowledge your creation, and that is the African worldview. The artist
Mm,
in the African world wasn't just inside of a museum,
mhm,
painting pictures for display. They were very much integrated into community function and utility. And so in the Teaching Artists Institute, we learn from that pedagogy and we use it in all the institutions that we build. We help to teach people how to unlearn some of the untruths that they have around what learning is and how learning happens, like it's inside of a building. And we remind them that the artists should be brought to decision-making tables, because artists, they help us to define reality. And we also teach other sectors how to think with the creativity of the artist class, giving them permission to remember that time when their imagination as a child ran wild and they were able to imagine what we call make-believe, a better world. Tap into that so that we can decide where to go next. Not only promoting and preserving our traditions and our foundation, but understanding that culture is fluid and that we're still creating new traditions. And so what does our future look like? And so aging is natural. You will age. It's inevitable, but getting old is a choice. And a lot of that, it comes from your mindset. So as long as you're able to have a creative mindset, you can live forever and build institutions that perpetuate that. And so the Teaching Artists Institute, we do so many things. We work in 8 countries around the world, but always committed to art as a tool for social transformation.
Okay, that's beautiful. And so I know that you, Kevin, are going to an event that is sponsored by the Teaching Artists Institute. It's a conference, the ARTIZEN conference. What are you going to be sharing there at the ARTIZEN conference?
Well, my main thing is I'm going to be sharing what I normally do as a Douglass descendant, bringing my story as a Douglass descendant and telling that story. And again, hopefully bringing some books to be able to give out. But I think just looking at the content and what the big picture of this whole thing is, that's probably only 5% of what I'm gonna be doing there, because I'm gonna be learning more than presenting. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes, every time you go to the another part of the country or even another part of the world, you think that you're going to learn more, but what you usually learn is a little bit more about yourself. And I think that that exchange is going to happen. I'm excited to see it. I can't see how your time in Zimbabwe is going to inform how you share what you share about your family story once you get back home in Tennessee. When I think about you are this generation of ambassador, like Frederick Douglass was the ambassador to Haiti, and now you're going out to Zimbabwe and you're an ambassador on behalf of your family. You're inspiring your family. You may not know this, maybe I shouldn't say it in the live, but now we have members of the Douglass family coming with us to Zimbabwe. Eric Bailey is coming. He's the reason that I know you. Operation on the Hill and their work in Easton, it inspired me. That's why we were there and the reason that we met. And now, because you have been following our journey and because you understand the power of story, which is the most important art form, the original art form, because you understand the power of story, you're coming with us, and now you've inspired him. And so it sounds like more than one Douglass is going to be with us. The Greens.
What is the ARTIZEN conference, Kim?
So the ARTIZEN conference, we're focused on connecting artists and art culture to sustainable development. And we're very specific about focusing on emerging economies. What does this look like when we connect artists and art culture to sustainable development in emerging economies? And for us, understanding the power of art and innovation, we do this across sector with intention. And we bring people in from around the world, experts in their field. Our purpose is to connect the grassroots and the grass tops, people that really curate areas, entire governments. We want them from across generations, building intergenerational dialogue. We're intentional about bringing in the young people from the colleges, and we're intentional about bringing in the elder class. We always ensure that we have a day of service at our ARTIZEN conference. We know that many conferences, I'm from Baltimore, so I know what it's like to watch Johns Hopkins to the east and University of Maryland to the west have conferences and big fancy events, and people that are living in the community have no idea what they're about, are never invited, and there's
Mhm.
no day of that conference that's in the actual community itself.
Okay,
And
that's good.
so one big part of our conference is that we have a day of service in the community where if you can't come to us, we're going to find a way to come to you. And so that is also the Artisan Conference, civic engagement, just going to the people. And it's only the beginning. Our conference is not just a one-time conversation and we're done. We're not coming in to get the people motivated and then go and do it in the next place. It's our what we call our feasibility. We're gonna sit down groups.
Your
I
connection
think
is
you might be
breaking
breaking
up.
up. So, Kim, we can't hear you if you can hear us. So I'm gonna ask you,
Can you still
Kevin,
hear
when
me?
is the
Hello?
conference? Oh, okay, I think you are back. When is the conference?
So I'll wrap up. You know I can talk. That's another art form I love to do, the art of conversation. But I'll end up by saying that the conference is only the beginning of our feasibility study. On
Yeah,
ground partners, we work with the speakers that come, and we help them build a project that will last over 5 years. We do things like find resources to help support their initiatives as institutions that could last and stand in the company, in the country. As examples of our work moving forward. And so we're only looking for speakers that are doing this, not as a speaker, as a, some people, they speak as a profession. And those people are
Mhm.
cool, but we really want people that are doing their life's work. And they just so happen to be talking a little bit about it with us. And so Kevin Greene is such an example. This is his life's work. He's a real example of what the griot was supposed to be, holding the
Oh, yeah,
history of the village.
that's
That
true.
is an art. And sharing the history of his family is like griot personified, and one of my favorite stories. Being from Maryland, right here where Frederick Douglass was born and bought
Mhm.
his first stop in freedom, I can't wait to feature his story.
Mhm. So when is the Artisan Conference?
I guess that's a Kevin question. Do you know when we're going?
Yeah, officially it's November 3rd through November 7th in
In
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful, which is one of the reasons that we're here to talk, because Kevin is having a fundraiser and we're looking for people to support his work, to support his trip to Zimbabwe. And when is that going to be, Kevin? The
It
fundraiser?
is going to be September 30th at
Mhm.
what's the official name for Global?
Global Education Center.
Yeah, a Global Education Center
Yep.
there in West Nashville
Mhm.
from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So
Mhm.
considering it's the evening and darkness is rolling upon us, we didn't want to be too long, but
Yeah.
we want it to be beneficial.
Oh, it'll be a good time. And you and I were talking a little bit beforehand, and you said that you would share just a little bit about, be that griot that evening and just share a little bit about your work and what you do. So I know that will be very exciting. And then people will get to experience, the vitality and vibrancy of Kim, because she's going to be here to share, continue to share about the work and to help you all to understand what you will be supporting in being one of our friends as a part of this fundraiser. And there's also going to be a silent auction there. I wanted to just bring up on camera some of what you have that will be there. Just tell us a little bit about what will be there at the silent auction, Kevin.
Okay. Out of my personal collection of items, uh, the one we're looking at now is a lithograph of the once the Emancipation Proclamation went into effect, that slaves started doing exodus from the South or to the Union lines and going to Union encampments, which are called contraband camps. So that's part
Mm,
of what that shows right there.
okay. And then
And
what is this?
this is the narrative life of Frederick Douglass. This was a special printing by the Frederick Douglass Family Initiatives part of the 100 Abolitionist Project to get books out to young people. So this is a special book. It has special information in it. It's just not the writings of Frederick Douglass, but it's the writings of other notable, people in today's society, even including myself. But that book is going to have the signatures of 3 generations of Douglasses. Myself,
Wow.
my children, and my grandchildren's going to scratch their little
Oh,
chicken scratch in there too. So that is something that
it's
somebody will
beautiful.
be the first one to have that, and they'll be
Wow.
auctioning for that.
Wow.
I might need
This
to be one of the first ones to put my bid
yeah,
in for that one. Now,
this is I
this
have a
book,
dream stamp collection book. So now there's, there are stamps that were put out about African Americans, and this book doesn't have every stamp in it, but it does have some of the African American stamps that have been issued over time in this book, and I'm making that available.
okay, so is this the book that you're wanting to take with you to Zimbabwe? Like some of
Yeah, I
the
want
money,
to.
if
Yeah,
we
because
are able to help you raise enough money, you can buy some of these books and take them with you to Zimbabwe. Is
yes,
this the one?
yes, I can. Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I highlighted the correct book. So we have the book that
Yeah,
has
that
most
book
African
is
American.
going to someone personally, but that's the same book that we give to young people. Now, we give it to young people. They can order that, and that's ordered in bulk when you're buying it to give to young people. But it also is
Mm,
available on Smith and Schuster now for
mm.
individuals to purchase, and it's a different price than the book that is in bulk.
Okay. Beautiful. And
A
another piece
basketball.
of
Not
the
many people know old school basketball. For those who do, this is a basketball that from Antoine Jameson, played over 20 years ago. It's autographed and has a certificate of authenticity with it, and I'm willing to give that up
wow.
for
That's
the cause.
amazing. Wow, that's amazing. There's the signature. And this one.
A framed lithograph of "I Have a Dream," Martin Luther King. It's just something that I've had personally, and again, I'm just willing to, sometimes you have stuff that you think that is important to you, uh, and you have so much stuff that's important, you don't always have it displayed. I'd rather
Yeah.
someone buy this, display it, than for me to keep it in a box somewhere. And that's what
Yeah.
it's been lately. Once we moved, we don't have as much space as I used to.
Okay. That's beautiful. I love that. And that's a certificate of authenticity for the basketball. So
Yes,
again,
ma'am.
everybody, September the 30th, there it's going to be a great evening. Come out, check out, come meet Kevin, come meet Kim, come learn about the work that they're doing with the arts, with helping with social transformation, building bridges across the cultures, bringing arts into every aspect of our lives, and also helping Kevin part with some treasures, because he is so ready to go and do this amazing work in Zimbabwe. So I just want to thank you both so much for being here today, and we're looking
Thank
forward to
you.
seeing y'all on the 30th.
Yeah, and
Yes.
by the way, this is a family event for
Oh, good
me.
point.
So I am going to have so I have 3 of my oldest are basically artists. My son, visual artist with photography and videography. My daughter Haley is
Oh,
a framer and
yeah,
an artist, paints and different genres of painting. And then my other daughter April, who does fashion design, quilting,
yeah.
and the those books where you save, document your lives,
Oh, yes.
scrapbooking.
Oh,
So
Scott.
yeah, family affair.
Okay. Well, thank y'all so much for being here today.
Yes,
I
this was
appreciate
incredible.
it.
Can't wait. We'll be there soon, Tennessee. Peace
All
and blessings.
righty.
All right.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank y'all
Kim.
so
Thank you,
much.
Tyra.
Y'all join us. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.